Welcome back to the Relius Reviews. Today's review is focused on 2021's movie entitled Apex. And the official synopsis of the movie Apex is: five elite hunters pay to hunt down a man on a deserted island, only to find themselves becoming the prey. And before I give up my review, please like and subscribe and comment and tell me what I should review next. And when it comes with the movie Apex, this movie was just all right. A big just eh. So here is my review on this movie. The movie has quite a few recognizable names that you may know of. Bruce Willis, Neil McDonough as two of the main characters of this movie. And I would say when it came to some of the characters of this movie, they were just okay. Like, there was really nothing about these characters in this movie that really like stood anyone out. I would probably say Neil McDonough as Rainsford, the main antagonist of the movie. I think he was the only character that stood out to me because he was the type of character, type of villain that was greedy. Like, all he wanted was victory. All he wanted was wins. Like, to me, he was a greedy individual, and you could definitely consider him as evil. Bruce Willis, the main protagonist of this movie, he is trying to right his wrongs, trying to get out of prison after being sent there for crimes he did not commit. And with Bruce Willis, though, like, Bruce Willis, he really needs to just retire. He has a nice collection of movies to watch. This one ain't it. Like, he really doesn't do anything when it came to this movie. I would say he does some things at like the very final act of the movie, to say the least. The acting for this movie, to me, it was decent. Although I would say that some of the lines that some of these actors had to say and everything were a little bit questionable. And I was just like, oh, so we're really going there, huh? Or like, did he just say this? Did she just say that? Like, I would say maybe one of the things that I liked about this movie would probably have to be with how some of the killings happen, with some folks getting blown up and everything, some folks getting their head chopped off and that kind of stuff. Like, the killings for this movie were really not that bad for my liking as well. I would say the first things that I did not like about this movie was that I felt like the plot was a little bit too complex. Like, it starts off with like understanding what's happening, but then I would say maybe like the last 10 to 15 minutes of the movie, like a whole new plot just happened with more random characters just being introduced and everything. Just like what's going on? Like, why are y'all just introducing all these characters and everything? Like, what's going on? Like, the plot, it was just a big hot mess. And I would say the plot was definitely predictable when you look at it with just how it was going to end off and how some things was going to happen as well. The CGI and the virtual effects, they were not that good. Like, some of the CGI, you can say it could be passable, but the other effects that this movie had was really not that good, especially at the ending as well, because you could just definitely tell that it was a green screen when the big thing happens. But yeah, I really do not have nothing much else to say about this movie. But is it the worst movie of all time? Not really, but this movie is really not it. And how I would rate Apex out of 5 stars, I would probably rate Apex maybe 2 stars out of 5. So thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.